Hi, Daniel. How are things down there in Galapagos today?
Morning, Mark. Everything's really well here. Nice sunny day and everything's looking good. How are you?
Nice, fine, fine, fine. Nice to see you again, and I look forward to seeing you in person in Galapagos when we're there next March. Thanks for doing this today for us, Daniel. As I told you, I'm recording this, and we'll be presenting it to the group of people who are interested in more about Galapagos, and particularly about our custom trips run through Galapagos Travel and CNH Tours. And I told them how you are the person, the guide that we rely on to find and hire and reserve the guides, the naturalist guides to work on our trip. So I was hoping you can give us very quickly the kinds of things you look for in a good naturalist guide, so that our guests, our future guests, could understand what it takes to be a good naturalist guide. So please, over to you.
Okay, well, I've been here a long time. I was actually born here. My grandfather moved here in the 1930s, and I'm a naturalist guide myself. So I've been working at this for about 38 years. And I worked a lot of boats as a sole guide as also and working as a team. And the question always comes up, what are passengers actually looking for in their guides? And so I've got a few things that are pointers that will hopefully interest one. The first one is they want knowledge of the Galapagos, but most people don't want too much technical scientific knowledge. So they want an understanding of how things works, but in their own language and terms, because as soon as you get into too much scientific stuff, unless they're scientists, it's kind of hard to understand. So I always try make sure that interpretations of things are simple and easy and short to understand. Up-to-date developments of conservation issues are very important. People like to know what's going on the conservation level in a place like Galapagos. And then a pretty good overall understanding of the country's situation and history. So you want to have a little bit of an idea of what's going on in Ecuador,
Sure.
the political situation, the history of Ecuador, how Galapagos became part of Ecuador, that type of thing, because people are always interested in human history.
Yeah.
And that is important to have a little bit of understanding of that. A couple of technical things that are also very useful are kind and friendly formal and informal communication, both on shore and during the evening chats. So you don't want to make things too formal. You don't want chats to be, listen to this lecture because you're going to pass an exam. You just want it to be conversational and easy to understand stuff. Um, and also another point is to give passengers time to relax and enjoy the environment they're in. One of the biggest problems is passengers often complain about the fact, yeah, the guide's got a lot of information and gives us a lot of information, but we never actually have time to just watch and see and look. So guides that actually say, look, let's go to the cliff and sit down for 50 minutes and just see what happens. Passengers really enjoy that. In other words, the bottom line is you don't have to talk the whole time. You don't have to be filling up every quiet space with sound. Um, Going back also, passengers particularly like, although there's natural history, they do like to have the human history. People who lived here, the families that first moved here, the historical side, the pirates and all that type of stuff, they do like to understand how the humans relate to the Galapagos Islands.
Well, you're well placed for that with your family history. Yes.
Yeah, I've got a lot of family history here. And then a couple of little things that just keep in mind is emotional alertness, knowing when to attend and when not to attend to passengers, seeing what their issues are and being discreet about those issues because you suddenly become involved in the lives of people you don't really know. Excuse me. And so you've got to be careful about that because you don't know their backgrounds, you don't know their circumstances, and you want to be respectful of those things.
Sure.
So just be discreet about that. A good sense of humor is useful. Obviously, you don't have to be a stand-up comedian, but just most things go through with a bit of humor. And passengers always get very attached to their guides and trust their guides. So a good sense of respect and limits that you actually form with your guides, with your passengers, sorry. So that kind of helps make a trip really good. And of course,
Very good.
we try to make sure that we get guides that can do a reasonable degree of those things.
Very good, Dan. I appreciate the time you spent. We don't have much more time than that because already my presentation is packed full of information. And I know you will be guiding on some of our trips. So perhaps some people watching you right now will be meeting you in person in Galapagos in the not too distant future. So once again, Daniel, thank you for having done this, and have a good afternoon and what appears to be a nice day in Galapagos. And please say hello to your good wife Tina for me. Take care.
Will do, Mark. Thank you
All
very
right.
much. You take care,
Very good.
okay?
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.